Hey everyone, I'm Rachel. In this tutorial, I'll teach you how to create 3D typography using the Color Therapy app. In this lesson, I'll show you the steps to turn any flat typography into a 3D version. We'll focus on creating shadows and outlines to achieve this. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is start off by just tapping in colors. So for this one, I want to kind of go with a retro feel, some warm tones. So I'm going to start off with a very nice peach color in the spring palette, and I'm going to tap to fill in the background with that. And I'm tapping in all of the flowers and the foliage as well. So I'm just leaving the typography on its own. And I'm going to pair it with a nice bright pink color from the pink palette. So I'm going to use a color on the second row. I'm going to use the very last color as well as the 7th color on the second row. And I'll use that lighter pink just to tap to fill in the letters. So our first step is adding in shadows behind this. So let's select the pen tool. Set the size to 9 and opacity at 100. So in order to make these letters pop out from the background, we're going to add a bubble shadow behind it. So zoom in, let's zoom into the A here. And for now, I'm going to start off with coloring inside the lines mode set to on, but you can also turn them off at some points that you need it to do that. And just with your finger, you're going to start to add in a shadow behind it. And so you're going to follow the shape of the font. And I would generally try to recommend doing the same thickness of the shadow all the way throughout if you can. It's gonna look a lot more clean and seamless. So I'm gonna just wrap the shadow around this one leg of the A and then bring it kind of around here as well. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger so it looks like it has a really nice big shadow. And then for the bridge across the A, you just draw a straight line there and just a little bit going up to the other side. And then on the other side, the right side of the A, you're gonna draw shadow again. Basically gonna touch that L. So the trick to this is getting the shadows all coming from the same angle. So if you're shining a flashlight up here on the letters, it's going to shine a shadow going on the right side of everything, if that makes sense. So just apply that to the rest of the letters. Now let's add even more shadows to make it look 3D. So I'm gonna just select the 5th color on the second row now, just a darker version of that darker pink. And I'm gonna switch over to the airbrush tool. I'm gonna set the opacity at about 35% and the size to 10. And with coloring inside the lines mode on, we're going to add a darker shadow sort of right up next to those inner edges on our shadow in the background. And just follow that edge of the line all the way around. And then in that same palette, I'm going to choose the next darkest color and do the same thing and just add even more little shadows right up next to that edge and just apply that to all the letters. Now we also want to do a couple inner shadows as well, just to make it really pop. Select the airbrush tool and set the size to 11 and the opacity at 50. With your finger, take a little sample of the shadow color, and now you're just going to trace the inside of the font with your finger on the left side. So it's going to be the opposite side of our shadows. And lastly, let's make it really pop by using some white outlines. So select white and then switch back to the pen tool. This time set the opacity to 100 and the size at 6. And you're just going to outline the letters now. So zoom in and just very smoothly outline them. And you're going to do it on all sides. And then just apply that to all of the letters. And the last thing you'll do is remove the lines in the effects tab. You can apply these steps in any colors to all kinds of typography in the app for a unique take on coloring. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this, don't forget to subscribe to the Color Therapy YouTube channel so you don't miss any new tutorial videos. Thanks for watching our tutorial. You can get the Color Therapy app for free on the App Store.